So I wanted to start off with the big questions I get from my clients who are going through breakups or are navigating the healing process of a separation, which are, why are breakups so hard? How did I get here? Why did this happen to me? How do I get over this and feel hopeful again? Will I ever get over this? And these are big, heavily emotional questions that truthfully are so intimately personal to each person in each journey and each situation that it really would not be beneficial nor accurate to make a blanket statement. So I'm not even going to try in this video, but there is a main theme or lesson that breakups do afford us. And that is the opportunity to fine tune ourselves. I'm Magda Juliana and I am a well-being mentor. And before you roll your eyes at me, remember that I am not only talking as a mentor, a teacher, and a coach, but also as a woman who went through two of my own very messy divorces until I finally was able to find the balance and the empowerment within me that I was searching for, and then that turned and reflected into my current partner. And before these two divorces, I had a couple of truly heart-wrenching long-term relationships that, in all honesty, I thought I would never heal from because they ripped my self-esteem, my power, my joy, and left me quite debilitated. I felt lost and, to be honest, very self-destructive. And it's probably why I ended up in the two marriages afterwards that I did. But anyways, that's a story for another day. The main issue with breakups is that they shake your foundation. It makes you question your beliefs, what society has been telling us life and relationships are supposed to look like. So all these expectations and mental constructs, they break apart. And if you don't look like those expectations or those images that we've been given, then you must have done something bad to deserve this, or you were negligent in some way. You weren't observant enough. You didn't catch the red flags sooner. Whatever critical thoughts are bombarding you at this time. But in reality, a shift this disruptive can truly be a catalyst for your own personal growth. And I know when we're in the middle of it, it sucks hard. And it can bring you clarity and a shift in how you see life, the world, and yourself like nothing else. No amount of books, videos, self-help seminars, or hearing about other people's stories can evolve you like your own personal experience. And again, trust me on this, I'm talking from experience, my own personal experience, and those that I've seen in countless other women. And when we do this with support and guidance towards our personal development, massive transformation can happen. It may take time, consistency, falling down and getting back up again and again and again, but it will transform you. It's just your choice how. So this is the magic part here. You can choose to allow it to further push you into confusion, self-loathing, self-destructive behaviors, which has its purpose, mind you. Or you can choose to open yourself to a change in perspective and doing the work to stand in your own presence with authority and sovereignty. Being authentic. It really is your choice. So now is your chance to make that choice, to choose the path with intention and with focus. And know with all of your being, just as I know with all of my being, that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of balance, peace, and living a life that is good, the way that you want it. No matter what you may have done or not done right, no matter what went down, whether there was infidelity, abuse, absence, ghosting, gaslighting, whatever, every moment gifts you now the opportunity to choose. It really does. It might not feel like it when you're really in a dark place, but There is a choice, even in the darkness. I promise, it's there. It's just time to see it right there in front of you, inviting you to grab it and run. So hopefully you are feeling more open to this fact and ready to make some real changes and actions to moving towards this opportunity that life is affording you. And for those of you who have completed the free 5-day series Back to Me, we've covered this aspect of having space to be alone with yourself in silence and how essential it is. And for those who are not sure what the heck I'm talking about, I have a free resource, a 5-day series for women navigating and healing from separation, divorce, and breakups. I'll put the link to the register in the description box below for anyone curious or interested in this free resource. It's basically a 5-day step-by-step mentorship sessions to help you begin laying the basic foundation towards your well-being and empowerment. It's called Back to Me, so you'll see it linked below. Anyway, so going back to my point about making space and time to commit to you. Super essential, super important. Now you might say to me, and yes, I have heard this a million times before, I don't have time, or I don't have a half hour to sit in silence. And I will respond, as I have to many others in that time, yes, you do. What you don't think is that it's worth it, or really that you're not worth it. I'll give you a very clear example. If I were to tell you that if you spent half an hour sitting on your bathroom floor twirling yarn into bows or something like that every day, and it would bring you $1 million in your bank account every day, I bet you anything you'd find the time and you'd do it every day without missing a beat. So, even though this is a really silly example, it's to prove a point. You either don't believe that spending time with yourself is effective, or you believe spending time with yourself literally gives you the heebie-jeebies, or you don't think you are worth the time and everything and everyone else is more important. So now obviously, you're going to say to me right now, oh, Magda, of course I want to feel better. Of course I feel I'm worth it. But when you truly look into the motives for your behaviors, for your action, for your lack of action, for your procrastination, and other self-defense and sabotaging behaviors, you will find a whole other level of thinking and beliefs that you probably have not been aware of. And this is where we can veer off into a million tangents and paths and reasons. And I can't get into each one of them here, but if you are now kind of scratching your head and kind of wondering, yeah, why the heck can't I commit to myself? I would highly encourage you to book a free 45-minute Roadmap to Clarity session with me. And we can look deeper into this intimate and personal situation. We can look more closely and find some unique personalized strategies to help you begin crossing this bridge. Because truthfully, it is a huge issue you need to be very honest about in order to get started on your journey to self-discovery and self-healing. And avoiding, and most importantly, avoiding a repeat of the past. Okay, so space. We saw in the series Back to Me, for those of you who have done it, that meditation brings you peace so you can begin to learn who you are again. When you remember who you are, what you love, what brings you joy, decisions become easier for you to make. You become more empowered, more clear. And because you have this clarity of what you like and experience and your priorities, when you learn to spend time with yourself, you learn all of your gifts you bring to the world, you undoubtedly, without question, begin to love yourself. And then all those blurred, confusing boundaries just kind of melt away. And you're left there sitting, thinking, how the heck did I ever let myself get so lost? But once you know, you can't unknow. The inner child exercises and meditations in the 5-day Back to Me series are effective tools to remember your joy, what you are passionate about, and what gunk is still impacting you and being kind of an obstacle for you. And as you lovingly parent that inner child, you begin to recuperate your identity, not as a woman or a mom, a spouse, an executive, a daughter, fill in the blank, but as an empowered, loving, unique, and highly valuable being. Because really, that's truly what you are. The second thing that kind of throws us for a loop when we have a breakup is that we begin to doubt in our expectations and how things kind of rolled out. Again, once you begin that self-discovery process, things become much more clear. Journaling is a simple and massively powerful, effective way to be able to see things as they truly came about. It's easier for you to step away without the emotion and approach it from the big picture to bring you a new perspective and gain the lessons out of the moments instead of being stuck in a closed loop of judgment and not allowing you to move on. Feelings of failure and shame are another big part of healing from a breakup. And again, for those of you that have joined me and Back to Me, as we saw there, forgiveness is priceless. Once your perspective has been clarified, you then can put to one side your defenses, loop out of your victim cycle, the blame game, and now you have the space really to move into true healing. Forgiving yourself and the other persons involved in whatever situation gives you a clean slate to build your future from there on in. From what I have experienced, this is the section that most people get really stuck on. It's hard, it's challenging. People have a hard time accepting and seeing that they had any part in the mess their relationship turned into. And again, here, there are so many different stories and tangents that we could take, but again, it wouldn't truly be beneficial unless we are involved in my personal and private mentorship session to really discover your own personal journey. However, I can say personally, as a rape survivor, someone who was assaulted, a person who has healed from divorces, a person that has gone through navigating healing and eating disorder, and many other events in my life, just to name a few. Forgiveness of self and others is a universal process to your freedom. One great tool that I'd like to share here is the FU letter, the fuck you letter. It's a letter you write to whomever you're angry, sad, or disappointed with, and you totally allow all the emotions, swear words and everything to just kind of spill out on paper that maybe you don't have the opportunity, nor maybe you even want to do it in person. Sometimes it's just not possible to do it in person, and to be honest, it's really not necessary. Like when I finally was ready to confront my abuser, I was not able to, nor did I feel I could express myself fully if I had him in front of me. So this FU letter was a great technique and exercise for me, and it was the first step for me. The purpose is for you to release from deep within the pent-up energies and emotions and stuck and ickiness so that you can liberate yourself. Now, remember, this letter won't be seen by anyone, so you can be as truthful and as brash as you feel like being without any feelings of shame or guilt or anything. And then once you feel that everything is out, you can then burn it, rip it into 1,000 pieces, and really symbolically know that it is gone and no longer has a hold on you. And it's hugely impactful. So I hope that this quick session brought you some support and possibly more things to think about. It is so important to validate your questions, your feelings, and really honor this process that you're on. And again, if you feel you are ready to have personal support, and it takes a lot of wisdom to do that, please search for it. search for support that is right for you. And if you feel aligned, please don't hesitate to book that online free 45-minute session with me, Roadmap to Clarity. I've added the link to the book to book your online session in the description box. It's 45 minutes where we can acknowledge your process as it looks like to you today, and together create a tangible plan of action for you to begin to make instant changes to your life and how you feel. And I hope you'll continue your journey, and it would be a great honor for me to be by your side as you go through it. So with much love as always, and all of my heart, and remember that your truth is within you.